Guys, we messed up. Why are we here today? Well, a little bit of a backstory is that Sazon married a gringo and he learned to love cooking. And in that passion of cooking, he's learned to make all of the classic dishes that my family has brought down and come down generation to generation. So with that being said, this is why we are gathered here today with Gringo Y Sazon. Today we are making
Milanesas con papas.
Milanesas con papas. Typically, this is a Paraguayan dish, and I was raised on this. This is one of my dad's favorite things to eat, and we will usually make it conjunctively with like sopa paraguaya, but today we're gonna make it with a lime slaw, the papas, potatoes, and as you can see here, our meat for the milanesas. So let's get started.
Sounds good. All right.
And as Jess said, you know, these are obviously inspired by the tradition, right? Not everything's gonna be exact, but I'm still learning as we go as well. All right, but as for me, this is definitely one of my favorite dishes as well. Whenever my mother-in-law asks me what I want, whether it's for my birthday or a special occasion, this is usually the dish for me. So the first thing I'm gonna do is start prepping this beef. This is just a top round roast. Most grocery stores have it. We're gonna go ahead and cut this very thin. We're gonna prepare it as if we're going to marinate it overnight. And then for the sake of YouTube, we already have some already prepared. So we'll go ahead and marinate it. We'll bread a few, just to kind of show you how to do that. And then we'll continue with what's already made. My mother-in-law was able to grace us with some that's already done. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting this thin. In the meantime, what Jess can do, if you don't mind, would you mind starting getting the potatoes going?
How are we preparing?
So for the potatoes, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut them.
With the slap chop?
You can do that if you want. And then we can parboil them before we fry them. So that's kind of what we'll do.
So Gary and I have been married for nearly 20 years. And during the course of our marriage, he has learned to make so many different things. And he's quite good at it.
Getting there.
One of his more popular dishes is the fried chicken that you make?
Oh, the orange chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Our cameraman knows.
And let us know in the comments what you guys also want to see done. We have in the works an empanada that my mom is famous for, and tamales. But on top of that, we love making a variety of things, and we just have fun with it. We've kind of made everything our own. We tend to change the recipe a little bit, tweak it to our family's liking. Obviously the girls, they love their steak as well, so we always keep that in mind when we cook for them.
Once we get outside too, a lot of live fire recipes, so we like to put our own twist on things and add some flame, add some charcoal, and be outdoors, especially during the summer and spring.
Potatoes.
Slap chop.
Please invite me to the next launch party. I would appreciate that invite. Big fan.
All right, so now we'll create the marinade for the meat. It's pretty simple. Normally you want to let this sit overnight, but generally just a little bit of vinegar. You can use red wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar, preferably. Even distilled if you don't have anything else. Just a little bit of vinegar and some lemon and some olive oil. And then we're just gonna load this thing up with herbs as well. And we do have some basic measurements in the description, but here we cook by feel and by the heart, not by measuring cups, generally speaking.
Gary was not always the best cook. In fact, some would say not good at all.
Not good at all.
He forgot to microwave a hot dog once. Just left it there and wondering why it was uncooked, which is problematic, but that's his whole story.
I'm a little absent-minded at times.
So we've come a long way in our chef endeavors.
My palate has changed a lot as well.
He hated guacamole and avocado.
I didn't know what an avocado was until
we met,
to be honest.
And it was really sad. But we're here now, so we've come a long way.
The way I like to wash these herbs, in case you didn't see it, usually just a bowl of water helps things float. So you get a good few inches of water in there, and all the dirt should bounce off. And did you get me another paper towel?
I got you one.
I need a little bit bigger. I need more than a
If
square.
you know the reference, 1 square.
Everything takes more than 1 square.
1 square to spare. I have to admit, it's pretty nice when you cook for us. I cooked for like the majority of our marriage, I would say like a good 15 years until about COVID, and I was over it.
She's like, you need to learn.
You need to learn, because mama's tired. And
yeah, so that's about the time I started watching a lot more YouTube. Of course, it was COVID, so we were all, stuck inside. I started watching like Wilderness Cooking, I think was one of the first, and then Mad Scientist Barbecue was one. Chose
Shout
Barbecue
out.
was another one.
Yeah,
Some shout outs, yeah.
I know we're just newbies,
One day.
but it's cool.
But anyway, they inspired me to really get into the live fire side of things, and if it sizzles and if it's meat, I'm in. So
We love
in this
good
case,
meat.
we're frying.
Just saying.
We too old for that's
We can make
that's what she
comments
said
like that.
jokes. Yeah.
We've been married for 20 years. What do you expect?
But the rosemary and the thyme, generally, not every time, but when you're peeling this down, you almost want to peel it against the grain or against the stem, and it usually peels off a little bit easier.
This is where the elevator music starts playing. It's riveting.
Riveting, peeling herbs. With the amount of citrus and acid inside of this marinade, you generally don't want to let it marinate for more than 12 hours or overnight. If you go 24 hours, which you can, but you run the risk of the meat getting a little tough, and maybe not tough, but the texture changes. So it could get a little too mushy. You don't want mushy.
Chewy.
All right, so to make the breading,
The dredge.
dredge, whatever, right? So generally it's just eggs and milk in one, and then flour in the other, and then your breadcrumbs in the other side. This is just the Italian-style Progresso. That's what
More
usually what we
flavor.
use. More flavor.
We don't like to use panko around here, and that's where
Had
we
some
have like a
heads.
little bit of a twist.
Yep.
Also, you can get these pre-cut in the grocery store.
Yeah,
I would
Costco.
recommend that as well if you want. Costco will also have, basically, if you think of an Italian Milanese, it's the same concept, except this is more of the Paraguayan Latin version of it. We don't have melted cheese or marinara on top of it. It's more of just that breaded steak that you're creating with more of an acidity to it, like we like to make it at home.
We can start. Sorry, in my head, I'm trying to think of what I want to do here. All right, so egg first. A little flour. Okay, for now I'm just gonna set this over here, and then we're gonna go egg and then breadcrumbs here in a second. I'm gonna go back and do egg. And breadcrumbs. And you can use panko as well. There's a couple recipes I've seen they use panko instead of the breadcrumbs, but kind of like the texture of the breadcrumbs a little bit better.
It also
it's
tastes
not-
better.
What's that?
It also tastes way better.
It does taste better, especially that the Italian.
The history of Paraguay is that there is a lot of Italian influence, which makes sense that these like steak cutlets Milanese are popular in Paraguay. Beef is a big part of the culture there, and so again, this Italian influence is kind of seeping its way in. I prefer the Italian breadcrumbs because they just taste Let's be real, who doesn't love flavor? I feel like panko is good in certain instances, but there's just way more flavor in this.
A good, fried chicken or something like that.
And it should be pretty thoroughly covered. You shouldn't see any meat really through it, to be honest. All right, so we'll leave these alone. We'll fry these up here in a second. Get cleaned up. I like that. I'll let that come up to temp. Yep. So you want to be around that 350 degree mark. Most olive oils are good, between 350 and 400 if they're good quality. Just be careful with anything else than that. So let's go ahead and drop these in. And as soon as you put these in, that temperature's gonna come down anyhow. And as far as timing, give or take 3-4 minutes aside. Generally, when I start seeing the edges turn a little bit brown, that's usually when I'll pick it up and I'll take a quick peek underneath.
Your lid.
Holy
I'm not sure.
What is that? What the fuck is
Go
that?
ahead.
What is that private pile?
Like that. Right? And then I don't cut cabbage.
But this works. All right, so we'll go ahead and double fry these up. Ay, lost a lot. So we're gonna go ahead and add just a little bit of, you can basically add whatever you want in there. Check it out. Tastes like. Good. Jessica, what's your favorite dish that your mom makes?
It would be the Milanesas and sopa paraguaya. But I also like the oven roasted chicken that she makes.
I was gonna ask that. Where does that land on the list?
That's top tier, probably number one.
Just some oven roasted chicken and some rice.
Oh yeah.
Let that dry for a sec. The salad and the taters.
There's gonna be some dark.
So I am a cocktail girly and I love making them at home. And something that I've created is what I've tokened the Milan Spritz. What it entails is 1 ounce of Aperol, fresh lime juice, some orange liqueur. You can use, I don't know how to pronounce that. Contro. Okay. And then Prosecco. You're gonna want some ice, fresh limes, you've got your orange, and we'll go from there. So before I line this, I'm gonna start mixing everything together. So we're gonna just start with the Aperol. You're gonna do 1 ounce with this side. My eyesight's leaving me.
You 1 ounce?
That-
Just
fill
fill
it
that.
to top.
Fill that all the way to top.
So 1 ounce of Aperol, 1 ounce of orange liqueur. And the fun part. 2 ounces of Prosecco, or 2 ounces of Prosecco. That seems about right. You're gonna do 1 ounce of lime. Getting juice everywhere. Okay, that seems about right. So that goes in. Then for garnish, I like a little bit of orange
Explains the
ice. And then top it off a little bit more of that. And there you have the Milan Spritz.
taste it.
All right.
But no, the reason why we kind of chose the drinks that we did is you want something to kind of cut through that fattiness of the meat, you know, plus it's been fried, you know, etc. Right? So, you know, the zestiness of the what do you call this drink?
The Milan. Yeah, the
Spritz.
Spritz.
So yeah, in there you have the orange liqueur, the zest, and the citrus aspect of that. And when I was looking up a wine for this, of course you can use whatever wine you like. You know, if you like what you drink, then continue that. But I was doing some research, and this Albarino, sorry, I almost messed that up.
Albarino.
Yes, thank you. The Albarino showed up because it has a lot of those honeydew melon, citrus, kind of grapefruit vibes as well. It has a little bit of saline, you know, kind of saltiness, kind of flavor profile as well. So kind of helps cut through some of that. And both of our citrus flavors also work with the lime slaw, so kind of complements it well.
It's on point.
Yeah,
So good.
it's really good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
In the eyes.
And
In the eyes.
there you go.